Holocaust Jews, slavery as blacks.
They just have walls built in front of them. They want to be slaves.
They don't want freedom or empowerment. They want to be controlled. They crave the comfort of certainty.
The Nazis, losers. The Confederacy, losers. The apartheid movement, losers. And the list goes on and on. I don't want you to be a loser. I don't want you to be weak.
Globalization, which like every competitive measure is creating winners and losers. The excuse that globalization is creating much more winners and losers is not anymore enough. Because today, in the age of social media and the possibility to mobilize, even if you are a minority, to mobilize a strong political force means that you cannot leave people behind anymore.
No matter how far you've gone, I want you to know that you still have the chance to choose a life of strength. But you have to give up your war against everyone that you hate.
Schwarzenegger said he loved Hitler. They gave him an award. I'm just saying, I don't like Nazis, and I don't like what some of the mafias are doing either.
I like Hitler.
You have to give up your war against everyone that you hate. Let's give up that war.
Can we just kind of say, like, you like the uniforms, but that's about it?
There's a lot of things that I love about Hitler. A lot of things.
California is a perfect example of that, of what kind of power that we have. I mean, we have made commitments here. We have the strongest environmental laws, which is really so beneficial for the whole United States and also the world. And we did all that because we had a great vision. And it was not easy, because during the time I was governor, during the Bush administration, I remember we had there someone that was the head of the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA in Washington.
When you made me head of the EPA, you were applauded for appointing one of the most successful men in America to the least successful agency in government. And why did I take the job? Because I'm a rich man who wanted to give something back. Not the money, but something. So here is our chance to kick some ass for Mother Earth.
I'm listening.
Well, I've narrowed your choices down to 5 unthinkable options. Each will cause untold misery.
We had there someone that was the head of the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA in Washington, who claimed that we cannot really control our own destiny when it comes to the environment.
5 unthinkable options. Each will cause untold misery.
I pick number 3.
You don't even want to read them first?
I was elected to lead, not to read. Number 3.
Judgment Day is inevitable.
I couldn't agree more with you. But to end our discussion, Arnold, you created a institute, I think it's called, at the Southern California Universities, the Schwarzenegger Institute. What do you aim at with this? I think you even have some kind of relation with Geneva, with the institute.
That's right.
Could you explain what you aim at with the institute and how we could possibly support you in your undertaking?
Well, Klaus, I expect nothing less.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for thinking about that. But the Schwarzenegger Institute was created together with USC. And we created it in order to continue on some of the projects that we started here in California during the time I was governor. You never can finish everything. It's an ongoing battle, some of those things.
Schwarzenegger, California's former governor, is slamming the people who say that forcing them to wear a mask or be vaccinated is un-American.
But I think people should know there is a virus here. It kills people, and the only way we prevent it is to get vaccinated, to wear masks, and not just to think about, well, my freedom is being kind of disturbed here. No, screw your freedom, because with freedom comes obligations and responsibilities. We cannot just say, I have the right to do X, Y, and Z. when you affect other people.
Give it up. Give up that war. You know, the war that you have to really fight is the war against yourself. You have to fight the war against yourself.
Greetings, famous faces and sizzling stars. I wish to discuss our mutual enemy, Homer Simpson.
I don't want you to be a loser. I don't want you to be weak.
With Homer Simpson out of the way, we can go back to our lives of sybaritic exit.
The Terminator's an infiltration unit.
It's also worth noting that Arnold's father, Gustav Schwarzenegger, was a local police chief who joined the Nazi Party in 1938.
So he was born in Austria in a refugee camp after they were relocated from Auschwitz, his parents. And then he was born after the Second World War to this wonderful Jewish family. And I was the son of a man that fought in the Nazi war and was a soldier. And one generation later, here we are.
Why does history have to be hurtful? Every book about World War II makes the Germans the bad guys.
What I mentioned before, the multiculturality of the society. No? The Jesuits are people from all over the world and so many different cultures. So the body itself is a very rich experience of interculturality or multiculturality, and that's a challenge also. The challenge is how we take advantage of that.
The SS troops were a Jesuit-controlled society, and they became the police of the Nazi state.
Let me tell you something. When I walked through that camp in Auschwitz, and I put myself in the shoes of those people herded into those gas chambers, it was horrifying. One of the darkest moments of my life. But in that darkness, a woman who survived the horrors of Auschwitz helped me find the light. I spent some time with her, had a wonderful conversation with her. And she told me that the Nazis could conquer cities and countries. They could take her freedom, her friends, her family, even her life. But they could never conquer her mind. Pfft. What strength that woman had. Wow. So, the bottom line is, I don't care how many hateful things you may have written online. I don't care how often you've marched with carrying that hateful flag, or what hateful things you may have said in anger. There's still hope for you. There's still time for you.
Time has quite literally run out.
There's still hope for you. There's still time for you. Choose strength. Choose life. Conquer your mind. You can do it. Thank you very much for listening.
No, screw your freedom.
Give up that war. You know, the war that you have to really fight is the war against yourself. You have to fight the war against yourself.
To get vaccinated, to wear masks.
The Terminator's an infiltration unit.
Infiltration and penetration.
Penetration.
That we penetrate your mind.
And that's a challenge also. The challenge is how we take advantage of that.